There we go. Get it out of there. Get it out. Get all the evil out. Oh, man. Welcome, gentlemen.
Get all of that eclipse evil out of your body.
That's right. Hello. Welcome to Scrub Mode.
Ladies and gentlemen, and she's and theys, he's and all of y'all.
All y'all.
Welcome to
Hello.
Scrub Mode. Welcome to the podcast that exists between monsters and gaming.
Yeah.
I almost said between dimensions, but that's my other podcast.
I mean, maybe a little bit.
I mean, a little bit. We're kind of there.
Yeah.
I'll do the bit. Let's do the bit.
Do the bit. Okay, do the
Hey,
bit.
it's we're recording this on April 8th, so if you're listening to this, congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You survived another apocalypse.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know
guess
where else apocalypses happen? In
Where?
DnD.
They do.
They do. Sometimes the people have to stop it. Like your players, they'll try to stop it. You know.
Okay, you
Yeah.
hope they try it. I've been in parties where we're like, wait, we're evil. Why do we want to stop this? If we're the only ones that can stop it, let's hold the world for ransom. But
I remember one time a friend of mine, he had this whole apocalypse thing, and all his friends wanted to do was equalize, like, not, why is that equalize, but like they wanted to legalize gay marriage in his world.
Oh, wonderful.
good.
So they end up going down and doing that, and like the world still ends. The DM was kind of a bummer, dude, I think.
Yeah, that sounds like someone got a little upset that
That nobody wanted to do his cool apocalypse.
his players found a cool hook, and instead of leaning into it, he was just like, you know what, they'll fucking die, enjoy. Don't do that.
Don't
That's-
do that. It's a bad DM move.
That's the lesson for today, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yes, and your players.
Yeah, just yes and. Just
If you
yes
want to
and.
tell a story with no input from your players, write a book instead. Don't play a D&D game.
Yeah, it's a good idea. That's a good point.
Should I tell the my weird Turkish end of the world anecdote real quick, or you want to get on with the review?
Yeah, sure.
I'm interested in this anecdote.
So I was in Turkey around, I think it was like 2011, and an apocalypse was happening, and so me and the other American students had a party, and our Turkish friends were like, why are you having a party? And we're like, because the world's ending, bro. They're like, are you serious? And we're like, well, no, but you know, like every
People
few
think
years in
it's
America.
gonna-
Yeah,
Yeah.
every few years in America, someone says it's going to end, and some people get really excited, and then it doesn't end. So, like, yeah, we're partying because it's an apocalypse. And they're like, I don't get it. Like, what if if you think the world's going to end, why would you have the crickets speaking up? If the world's going to end, why would you have a party?
Welcome, Cricket.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Secret fourth co-host member.
Our secret fourth guest for
The
today.
Cricket.
But also, they're like, well, you know, it also says, like, I think our religious texts aren't dissimilar, and it says in ours, you know, like, no man will know the hour of the day. So if anybody predicts that's when the apocalypse is going to be, biblically, that's impossible. It's not going to happen on that
Yeah.
day. You can't accurately predict it. And I was like, it
Yeah.
doesn't stop Americans from trying.
Yeah, it doesn't. And like,
I mean,
I don't
he
know, I
definitely
just-
has a point,
oh,
but
man.
it's just like, it's just funny.
it makes me think of like, man, this is gonna be one hell of a segue.
Hey, that's what we're here for, right? This is a looser one.
But like,
One that
makes me
snaps
think
your
of
neck.
how those ancient stories were written about the apocalypse and all that, and people, I guess, they had to come up with an answer to like why it doesn't end. Is because nobody knows. Nobody can know.
Like,
But,
why
like-
it failed, or like why
Yeah. Because it's kind of like built into the words, I guess, or I don't know. What am I getting at here?
Yeah, where you're like, if the apocalypse ends, you then have to, if you have an eschatology, I can't remember the word for it, but if you have an apocalypse
Yeah,
and you miss the date, you then have to have
an
a
explanation.
reason why you missed the date. Otherwise,
Right,
everyone
yeah.
just knows you're a big fat fucking liar.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah.
I stopped it, or blank did this, or like whatever.
Yeah.
Because Jesus was in retrograde.
Oh man, Gatorade. Oh man,
Gatorade and Retrograde would be a good album title. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
Sipping on that retrograde.
Yeah, no, the album would be called Retrograde Gatorade.
Haterade, Gatorade, Retrograde. Oh man. Okay. Anyway, we all saw the D&D movie recently.
We did months after its release.
Yeah.
That's my fault. Everyone else I think saw it earlier.
No problem. It's okay. I
No,
know
no,
it was like,
I haven't. Yeah, no, I probably was the last one to see it.
yeah.
Oh my, yeah. Oh, I thought you saw it with him.
You
Coolio.
did. No, he didn't. We went to see a different movie together. The Spider-Man movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Into the Spider-Verse, I think. No, Across the Spider-Verse. It's
We've
something.
said this
the
before.
first
We
one.
love the Spider-Verse movies, but the
I
titles
do.
are not very distinct.
Yeah.
It should be the first one, so that's Into the Into the Spider-Verse.
Into and
We watched
Across,
the
right?
first one. We
Mhm.
saw the second one together, right? Or was that a stream party too?
No,
I watched it in a stream party with some friends.
no,
But-
yeah, I went to the theater to watch that one. To
That's
watch
nice.
Across.
I think I went to theater for both of them with a friend of mine. Yeah, it was great. It was a great time. Anyway, D&D movie
Anyway.
was just, if you can tell by the cadence of our voices, I think we kind of just thought the D&D movie was kind of okay.
We're
Yeah.
supposed to save our final thoughts for the end. No, it was
No, no.
It was good. It was. I mean, do we want to front load it before we get into the specifics? But like,
I kind of want to front load it a little.
sure, you go off first. Then you go
Put
off.
up some pretext. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So I guess I don't know. I just thought like my biggest gripe with it is that it's called Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not really it exists in the world and not in the context of like I was kind of hoping for some Jumanji levels of like these are like kids playing a game, and they go into like that's kind
Like
of
the original cartoon.
It sounds like
kinda, yeah.
it sounds like the film you wanted to watch was a little movie called Gamers, where they're like, that is the conceit. Is it?
Yeah,
It's a low budget thing. It's a low budget thing, but they keep cutting away to be like, oh, Derek's not at the table today, so like during fight scenes, his barbarian is just standing stock still, off and right in the corner because he's not at the group.
that would be
That's
Sounds
funny.
like that's the movie you wanted to watch.
Kinda,
That's
a
funny.
little bit. I don't know. I mean, I still liked it a lot. I was kind of, I don't know.
You wanted a meta joke. You wanted a Lego
I
movie or
did,
a Barbie
I did.
kind of
I
meta
wanted-
joke.
A little
did.
bit. A little bit.
I think that's fair.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. My thoughts of the movie is that I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. I'd be lying to say if I was, completely dejected by it in any way. But there was just a few things where I kind of wish was happening again with like a sort of like meta humor situation. But like, given what we're given, I think it was good. I think the story served its purpose, and some of the characters could have been handled better.
yeah.
But,
That's my biggest gripe with it. Is the wizard of the whole?
Whoa,
Group.
you hated the sorcerer. See, I was gonna.
Yeah, hold on.
Should we? I guess before we get into the character specifics,
Right.
Yeah, my meta thing that I really wanted was that someone died and then they come back, but it's still them, but they're just playing someone else.
yeah.
That's all I wanted.
They like roll the different character.
Yeah, like I wanted one character to die and like they disappear and then they
Yeah.
meet a new person and they treat him like a new person, but it's the same actor. But they're
Some
playing
parts of it do
character.
feel a lot like D&D though, like the
Mhm.
whole sequence when they're going and reviving dead corpses to like talk to them and ask
yeah, I
them.
mean,
They only
maybe we
get 3
should go
questions.
beat by beat. We
Okay,
talk
Yeah,
about
I,
the
don't know, I
scene.
kind of want to explode the movie. Spoilers, I guess. I'll put
Oh my
that
God.
up. I'll put that up in the thing. If
Do
you
you-
haven't
how-
seen this movie yet, just I'll make sure to know that. I'll make sure to let everyone know that this contains spoilers at the beginning of the title. Can we do that? I don't know.
Yeah,
you can.
we'll just put it in the body text
yeah.
Yeah,
in the show notes.
just say
Yeah.
heavy spoilers. If you
Heavy
haven't,
spoilers.
for some reason, not seen the D&D movie yet,
Yeah.
prepare to be spoiled. And if
Prepare
you're
to be
watching this
spoiled.
and you haven't, you probably don't care to be spoiled anyway. So
We'll get into my gripes, but like I thought it was Could have been better. I think some of that meta stuff would have elevated it, but I liked it. I had fun. Nothing wrong with it. Would have loved to see another one.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now that they got their shit figured out. Don't know if that's happening. Guess we'll see. But yeah, all right. First sequence is the prison break sequence where we're introduced to Edgin the Bard.
Yeah.
Or Edgin.
We're introduced to an opening scene where an orc has been arrested and brought to this high security prison.
It looks like Charles de Gaulle Airport if you've ever been to Paris.
It does. But they're brought to this tower prison in the middle of a snowy wasteland, and he's being brought to his cell, which contains our protagonists. What was it, Edrin and
Edgin the Bard, but it's spelled like Edgin, so everyone on Twitter was like, "What is Chris Pratt doing to the Bard?" Shocked, nobody fucking focus tested that
face.
one.
So yeah, Edgin and dude, what was
Kilgore? Olga Kilgore. Was,
there you go.
Yeah,
she was probably my favorite character. I'll be real.
Yeah,
no, she was probably one of the, I think, the top written character in that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Chris Pratt's a little overwritten. They could have shaved Edgin out, and we'll get to Doric later. But I think Doric is tragically underwritten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a wizard, right?
No, Doric was the
it was a druid.
The druid.
Oh, the druid. Yeah,
she had very little speaking lines.
Yeah,
and half of her screen time was CG. But
yeah,
let's continue. So we're introduced to our two characters, and they have they're doing their silly thing.
They're being pardoned. We get a quick moment. Chris Pines making mittens for his daughter, and then we get his backstory with his daughter. And Holga beats up the orc after the orc threatens sexual assault.
So she murders him.
And then they're
kicks in his knees.
Yeah, it's a neat little sequence. And I also like the following. I guess that gets us to the following sequence where it's the parole board has come, or whatever they actually call them.
Yeah.
And there's this ongoing bit where they're trying to stall for one member of the board.
Yeah. They're trying to stall for time for a member that they seemingly must have some kind of connection to.
There's a Dragonborn there, and I don't know if he was CGI or a puppet or some combination thereof.
It was very good.
It
was very good.
I thought
it was pretty well realized.
The Dragonborns were my favorite, and the Aracocres
I think he was a puppet
too were great. Yeah. They were puppets too. I think the Aracocres.
Yeah, and of course, the person that they're waiting for is Jarnathan, the Aarakocra.
Jarnathan, which became a bit.
Jarnathan.
Yeah.
And they're doing this bit where they would talk about his backstory, and then they'd pause.
If you see the movie,
because
his backstory, real quick. He used to be a harper, which are do-gooders, and then being a do-gooder didn't pay, so he stole some money from a red wizard. Wizard tracked him down, killed his family.
Well, that wasn't explained exactly. They do hint at it where he's eyeing treasure, but they don't show him do that yet.
I'm pretty sure he picks up a bar and puts it in his pocket.
No, that's later.
He does.
That's later.
Well,
when he recounts the story and he reveals the reason why he's quit the Harpers, it's because he feels guilty for essentially being the reason of death for his wife.
I thought he quit the Harper. Yeah. I sort of thought he quit the Harpers when he wasn't getting paid, and then he's just
no.
Anyway,
what do you call it? It's because he has that weird actually he's a rogue class greed.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because that was this is such a stupid. I can feel. Can you guys see my neck beard? It's just growing and growing.
I get it
I can
too,
see
John.
individual strands.
Oh, I've got lead poisoning from all the fucking lead models I've been sucking on. It's giving me
I get it, John.
I'm gonna approach someone at a store having a conversation, and I'm gonna butt into the conversation and tell both sides they're wrong. I'm really gonna grognard out here, but man, they don't let him do any bard shit. What the fuck?
I think it's because he's multi-class in a bard. He's rogue, maybe level 1 bard. I don't know.
I think he's zero
come on.
bard. He never uses his loot to do magic. He casts zero
Yeah.
magic spells. Can you
That's
imagine
true.
if he had killed somebody with vicious mockery, which is every bard's
That would
favorite
have been
thing to
great.
do?
If
To
he
just-
was a true
Yeah.
bard, they truly missed an opportunity to
But-
give him a great one-liner and have someone like vomit.
Yeah, it's a heist. I know he never sneak attacks either, so I can't really say he's rogue. But this is a heist movie, right? We've all
Mhm.
seen Leverage. We know that you're
Yeah.
like hacker, hitter, face, yada yada yada.
So we've all seen Heat.
We've all seen a heist movie before. We know the roles. There is
We've all seen
literally a rogue
Ocean's 11.
class called Mastermind that is made to do exactly what he does in this movie.
Doesn't he
They
call
could have just
himself
had
a
him sneak
mastermind?
attack one guy or some shit.
Yeah.
They could have had him use thieves' can't. Like
Yeah, he's kind of a non-character, huh?
he's
But
a
doesn't-
mastermind rogue that they keep telling us is a bard because he can play an instrument, even though.
Yeah.
I know. Again, this is the
doesn't
this is the
his
most
character-
insipid.
Doesn't Edgin even say himself that he's a mastermind? That he was
Yes.
a mastermind of the thing?
Yeah.
He's the
So it's
planner.
just
He's
like,
the master.
come on.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And
They
like,
should have just leaned into the rogue. I don't know why they
It
went.
how
really-
can you call
it
it
really
honor
is a
among
pain
thieves
point.
and there's no rogue?
Yeah.
That's I like.
Yeah.
All right. There goes my high horse.
That was the
Put
whole
it-
situation.
I-
Yeah.
I've shot it. It's
I get
dead.
it. I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll be
anyway,
less
we're
insipid.
the backstory introduces us to a bunch of characters. His his
He's got a MacGuffin
Arrangement.
daughter. He's got the other
He
characters
has
he
his
reconnects
crew.
with to do the
He's a
heist.
con man and sorcerer, and then there was a sorceress, kind of.
Yeah, wizard. The red. Spoiler.
the Red Wizard.
Giles. Giles from Buffy's daughter turns out to be an evil wizard.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
In this film, where evil wizards do a lot of the plot significant stuff.
Right.
She's
So they escape from super prison after they were about
Well,
to just get
before
properly.
we jump. The way they escape is Jonathan finally shows up. They grab him. He's an
And they-
Aarakocra, so he got wings. So they use him to slow their fall, so they
Yeah.
can jump out a stained glass window. And that is at the moment they jump through the window, the pardon people are like, "Bud, your story was good. We were going to pardon you."
Yeah,
Could've
we
been
were gonna
free
let
man.
you go, bro.
And that is the most. I think that's the single most D&D moment for me because I don't know anything more D&D than somebody gets a plan that's fucking stupid. They manage to convince the other people to do it. The DM keeps being like, "Are you sure? Do you really want to do this? Is this your plan? Are you sure?" And against all odds, it works. And the DM's like, "Okay, just so you know,
Yeah.
you didn't
were
need to do
gonna-
any of that.
Yeah.
You just fucking wasted 2 hours of our night. Obviously, I can pardon you. The story has to continue. Like
That was 2 hours
you stole bread. You didn't need to you shouldn't have been like." It's the most D&D thing to have a dumb
You
PC
threw
plan,
a rock into
execute
someone's
on
pocket.
it, have it fuck up, and have it still kind of work, and have it be the whole thing be pointless.
Yeah. It's like we did all this and we got around the wall. It's like, well, the door was unlocked.
I thought that was
moron,
pitch
you could've-
perfect. I don't know. I thought
It
that
was
was
good.
like that is
It
what
was a
D&D
good-
feels
It was a
like.
good opener. It was a good opener. Once that
Good
had started
opener.
happening, I was like, okay, I'm kind of here
Yeah,
for
yeah,
this
I
movie.
agree.
Yeah.
You know, like
So they travel,
yeah,
Let's get back on. They travel, right? They travel across the lands, making
Yeah.
their way back to his old home, where his daughter would be, along with his con man teammate who was supposed to take care of her at the time. But the house is abandoned for a while.
He does pick up his loot, which he then only uses
Yeah.
2 more times in the film, and never to do
He-
magic. So
He
again,
picks up his
sorry,
loot
I
from
said I killed my
from-
high horse. I brought it back with day and magic. Here it is.
But we gotta make a point that he gets the loot out of the baby hiding hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sort of set up it where they hide the baby when the red wizard comes in a thing, so that the red
Yeah.
wizards don't kill the
In a
baby
hole in the
too,
wall.
and then his loot is
Yeah.
also stashed there. It's a cute bit. I don't know if it needed to be set up. A cute little bit.
yeah,
Not much happens.
But,
I think we can fast forward
yeah.
until they finally reconnect with the con
They
man.
fast for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They realize some things. They see
The
that
red
he's the Lord
wizard
of
and the con man
Neverwinter.
have worked together to put the Lord of Neverwinter into some sort of plague that has him knocked out. Con man is the new Lord of Neverwinter and has told Edgin's daughter that Edgin is actually a horrible con man and that he
Yeah.
loves her. And there's a cool trap with the floor where it turns into sand
Oh,
when
yeah.
Edgin and
The-
Olga realize they've been got.
Yeah, the red wizard casts a spell and turns the floor into sand, like a quicksand pit. And they were to be put to death, but they managed to escape.
And another really cool Holga sequence where she recognizes a magic hammer axe and uses bricks to fist fight her way out of a execution situation.
She plays it up with some nice conversation and gets some information on how to maintain a black steel axe made by a dwarven myth. And after thoroughly trouncing the knights that were there to execute them, they make off with the axe and exit Neverwinter for a while to get a new heisting team, in which we are introduced to the sorcerer.
Yeah, Julio's
In
favorite
which
character.
Julio-
Julio, tell us
My
about.
least favorite character in the movie.
In which Julio has met plenty of pain points with.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I guess like
Simon is this character's name, and we know because in the sequence they made him in, he casts a spell and it fucks up, and he says that it was chaos magic. We know he's a chaos sorcerer.
He
So we
called
know
it
his
wild
class
magic.
and subclass.
It was
It's
wild
like-
magic.
it was
yeah.
wild
magic,
magic.
same
It was
thing.
wild magic.
I guess.
Same thing, exactly.
It is,
They-
I'm just using
they
an
work
older
off the
term
same
for it.
table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, my biggest gripe with him is that he's got like one character trait, and that he is like pathetic and like what's the
Coward.
word I'm looking for?
He's sort of like a sniveling little coward
unconfident.
with zero confidence.
Zero confidence. You know, that's kind of like my biggest gripe with him. I don't know, man. Maybe it's
He's
because he's low
self-deprecating.
level. I'll give them that. The DM is like, or the player of the character is like chosen wizard, and he's like kind of like
He's sorcerer supreme.
I don't know. I like because like my whole thing is I love the idea of a confident wizard. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just everything about him just kind of I hate it. I don't know.
I like the actor. I like Justice Smith or whatever his name
Yeah,
is. But
the
like, boy,
actor's
they
great.
really like. God, he was the butt of a lot of jokes, and it's like after a while, I was like, I get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I it's sad because like I would have loved to have seen like God, what's the wizard in Baldur's Gate, the new one, the
Gale?
sexy one? What's his name?
Gale.
Baldur's
Gale.
Gate 2.
Yeah, Gale. I would love to see like someone like him. I guess I don't know in the.
I sort of got it though. Like they all have to be underdogs, but like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
If he could have been like a little less like down on himself,
Yeah.
or down in the dumps, it would have at least made the party seem a little bit more upbeat.
Yeah, I don't know.
What'd you think of his? And I wasn't sure if this was attempting to visualize his component pouch or his spell slots, but he has like a little rotary phone device on his belt that he like spins around and touches before he casts spells. What'd you guys think of that thing?
I had no idea. I saw it once and like it never comes up again, and like
I like
don't
it.
know.
I like it a lot. I mean, he does use it from time to time. But
I like the idea that that's maybe that is like a visualization for attunement. I don't know. Maybe it's his arcane.
Oh, we'll get into
focus.
attunement later.
I do believe that he's that it's just a component pouch. That
Oh yeah,
like he just rotates to what he needs, and then he'll grab the material that's needed to transmute magic.
I see.
Yeah.
But
If it's a component pouch, I'm for it. If it's like a spell slot visualization, I don't think anybody
Also
who
for
wasn't
it.
deep into D&D would have gotten it. And like, it's never explained what it is. So
Yeah.
I'm curious. It's like,
I feel like there would have been like additional visual indicators if it was spell slots, though. Because I mean, like
I would've
it's
loved
already
additional-
magical. Like if there was like gems on it or something that indicated
Yeah.
how many times he uses.
I want to know
one
more
of
about the
them.
magic of the world. You know, I think that was another little gripe I had. Is like
I mean,
would
I
have
think
loved
it's
to.
D&D, so it's supposed to be like fancy and magic, but it's not.
Yeah,
And like, God, it would have been boring for them to stop and explain it to the audience. But like,
I guess
I would
that's
have liked a
true.
little more explanation. I don't know.
Yeah,
What
that's
that
just me
I
as a
feel
D&D
like I
fan.
would have been satisfied.
Yeah,
I would have been satisfied because I just love listening to like how some people would imagine magic would be.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
their own interpretation, their imagination in regards to like writing out how to explain magic.
yeah. I love
Yeah.
that shit. I really
Yeah.
do.
It's fun for me. I know it wouldn't be fun for like the general mainstream audience, which I guess in I know some people are like maybe talking to us through
Yeah,
through
screaming
the
at us.
recording, but it's just like,
Hey,
yeah, we
and
get it.
and if you are, send us an email.
Yeah, you can yell at us. I haven't checked
yell
the
at
email
us
in a
in
bit.
the comments.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I get it. It's for that mainstream audience, right? They had to omit some things from the
make it a little bit
overall
more palatable, I
tabletop,
guess. Appeal to a broader
the overall
audience.
tabletop game of D&D. But it's, I don't know, when you got something like D&D, such like a large name, well recognized and like historically relevant game. I don't know. I feel like you have to throw them a bone, right? You have to throw us
you can play with it.
like the lore hungry folks a bone. I don't know. It felt. I mean, it's not important, but you know.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I want to learn the magic. I want to. That's the whole thing. Like lately for me with D&D, that's what's been. That's one been. I guess I've been hyper fixating on is the idea of magic in a game system. You know. I love that shit.
Like what makes it tick?
Yeah. Because magic's got to have rules, right? Like science.
Yeah, to an extent. I think
if you like Harry Potter,
little...
no offense, I don't, but like Harry Potter famously doesn't really have rules, and it
no,
and it fucks with stuff a lot.
I mean, like,
it's got some rules though.
Like the thing is that like I guess it's just up to the writer. I don't know. For me, I feel like magic has rules, but then you can overstep the boundaries when necessary.
Yeah, magic. I guess is like
or unknowingly
it's like the
you
MacGuffin,
can go beyond.
I guess for me, I don't know. I don't know if I'm using that word properly, but like it's like the I don't know. It's like the Force. I don't know. I don't know how would you describe it other than that. You know, it's ethereal. It's elusive. Also, probably doesn't exist.
Yeah. All right. I guess our next character, like they're like, we need somebody who can do a wild shape to sneak in and find out, where my daughter is, what the plans are, and so they go to a druid who's a tiefling called Doric, who I can't remember the actress's name. She's really good in a lot of stuff.
Tiefling, right?
She's a full tiefling. They just didn't give her.
Tiefling? Right.
I mean, that's what she says at least. They just didn't give her demonic skin.
Oh, I see.
Which, I understand. Like,
what they said?
It sucks to go through that much makeup.
I guess so. I guess.
Wait, no. Wait, was she not?
Was
she not a half?
She was born to human. I remember they say
she's a tiefling. There's no half tieflings in D&D.
All right,
so she was born to human parents. They hated her. The elves took her in.
Right.
They hated her because she loved the trees.
I think it's because she had horns and a little devil tail.
Little devil tail.
Well, whatever. Their loss. They had a cool daughter that could turn into a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's cool. I think she's interesting.
Yeah.
They don't do anything with her. They don't do anything with the Emeralds Enclave.
Yeah.
That's not enough
she has a sequence that feels like it was meant to be in a 3D movie from 10 years ago, where she goes through all the wild shapes to get into the castle, only to find that the MacGuffins are in the tomb of Mordenkainen's lock or whatever.
Yeah.
And they need the Helm of Disjunction to get it out.
It's in a vault that's locked by Mordenkainen's seal.
Yeah.
That is enchanted by the Red Wizard.
Mordenkainen is a Magic the Gathering card.
Because like a bunch of spells in D&D are named after him in general. I didn't know he himself was a card.
Yeah, he's like he's a wizard. and a planeswalker. I think there's a
makes sense.
Yeah, he's a planeswalker. He's a blue planeswalker. And he's got his whole thing is creating illusion tokens.
Yeah. Really, that's interesting because he makes real ass shit in the game. There's like
and spells too. Yeah,
Han or like Mordenkainen's tiny hut is the only one I can think off the dome. But there's a lot
Tiny
of like
hut.
he'll just make a nice furnished house for you with magic that you can stay overnight and then unsummon.
Just cuz.
Yeah.
Just cuz.
That's a cool.
You're like, oh,
part.
welcome.
That's pretty
I'll
cool.
make you a,
I think he was
a
like
small
one of the...
Airbnb.
I mean, let me just Google it. Sarah Googles out loud here. Mordenkainen.
Mordenkaiden's Airbnb.
Mordenkainen's Airbnb might be the episode title.
Mordenkainen MTG. Yeah, there he is.
Mordenkainen's Arcane Seal, Mordenkainen's Clarity, Mordenkainen's Defense Against Lycanthropes, yada yada yada. Woof.
Wow. It really sounds
let's
like there's
narrow
a
it down
bunch
to 5e.
going on.
What do you say?
That's a lot.
That doesn't help.
There's
a ton.
The number went up.
It's a famous. It's a. What do you call them?
He looks.
It's a D&D thing for you to snap and point at the screen, a la Leonardo DiCaprio, and be like,
Yeah.
Hey, he said the thing. I know that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they gave Doric more to do. She was cool. They didn't give her enough to do. They didn't give her enough characterization. They didn't give her enough lines. She has like sort of a half-baked romance with Simon.
She
it's
just
okay.
stood around. She stood around and did the thing, and then she became an animal, and then did another thing.
Yeah,
and then she would come in,
if we're
and then
gonna
she would
play
give her like her blunt, her blunt criticism about a situation that they're going to put themselves into, and then they do it anyway.
Yeah. Also, okay, what's the next sequence? I love the next sequence, was just like on the way. They got to go get the Helm of Disjunction to undo the tomb because nobody's to undo the seal because nobody's powerful enough to counterspell that. And on the way, they stop off at Holga's ex-boyfriend's house.
Yeah,
and he's a halfling, and like they were a thing. Clearly, she loves little guys, and he likes women he can climb. He likes barbarian women. We know this because halfway through the scene, turns out he has a new girlfriend, and she's also a big barbarian woman.
Yeah, big barbarian woman.
I love that shit. I love it when you're like, well, here's a goofy character trope that we did as a joke that now is a really serious part of my backstory. Like that also feels very D&D to me. Where on the first day, you're like, yeah, I'm Taco the Wizard, and you're like, yeah, my Taco's an ancient family name. That's like it's of grave importance. I'm the last Taco. I don't know. It's one of those things where someone's like, yeah, my ex-boyfriend was a little nice hobbit homemaker, and God, I love him. I miss being in his arms.
Yeah.
My entire motivation is to show him what he's missing out on now. Like,
yeah, he's
that felt very D&D to me. That felt very funny.
That was great. Yeah, I thought that was great.
He's like, I'm coming out as the bigger woman.
Yeah,
a lot of relationship stuff. That
I mean, that's in every movie, right?
It is. Yeah. It's I don't know, for D&D in the context of like you're playing a game and role playing a game. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, not my vibe.
I don't know, some tables get pretty flirty. I've been to tables that got pretty flirty.
I guess that's true, depending on the friend group.
Yeah.
They love it. They
do, yeah. Hey, man, I'm not here to kink shame.
No, I mean, like, I don't know, emotions run high. You're, what's the word for it? Like, where you have a work husband or a work wife?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Where, like, you're in stressful situations, you know.
I only got one, man.
No, it's never happened for me. But
I can't take two wives.
You started up. Now you want to talk because the raised dead scene is what happens next, which I was also secret to like. You start describing it. You want to call it out, Julio?
Oh man, I don't know. I guess they go to the corpse. And the
corpse knows where the helmet is. The corpse got to raise a bunch of dead people.
Supposedly, right? They raise up they raise the dead, but the dead can only answer 3 questions. After that, they die again forever. And like right, was it 5 questions or 3?
I think it was 5 questions.
It's only 3.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
was it 5?
And like the whole bit is that they go
5 questions.
they go throughout the graveyard, digging up corpses and getting parts of the scene.
Because everybody who has the helmet gets fucking they got the
they get
objective,
murdered.
so the enemy army kills them, and then it's like, well, where's the next guy? And they dig up the wrong guy at one point. Who's like, oh, you want my brother? I never touched the helmet. I don't fucking know. I slipped in the tub and died.
Yeah, that was just funny, but that was a funny bit. That was a funny bit.
It also feels very D&D, and the DM was like, "Oh fuck, I forgot I gave him this magic item. I gotta find a way to make him still work for this shit, or I
gotta goose chase them for a bit."
The helmet looks like Dr. Fate's helmet, right?
Yeah,
a little bit, but silver.
It's gold. I think it's gold.
Or are we getting a black dress, blue dress situation?
Silver.
It's got. I think it's both. I think it's got
I mean, I remember a silver with like gold trimmings.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be backwards.
Hey guys, we can just fucking.
Let me Google it.
I know we can Google it. I'm lazy.
Let me Google it.
I've been eating pizza chips this whole time.
Thank you, John.
It is in fact gold, but it's got silver trim. All right.
Okay.
Okay,
good.
Is it
good? We're both
Put
right.
the image up.
There you go. Are you happy?
Put the image up, you fool.
It's up. Check the Discord.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I see it. All right. Nah, it's not Dr. Fate's helmet. That just looks like a regular,
it's
like a regular Legionnaire helmet. Dr. Fate's helmet is dope.
Yeah.
If it was Dr. Fate's helmet, that would have been dope.
That would have been just I don't know.
A little icing on the top. No. They'll inverse it. They'll make it silver instead of gold.
I see, yeah.
So they go around, they're asking questions, and it mostly only takes 1 to 2 questions because it's really straightforward. But they gotta put out 5 questions so that these people can go to rest forever, finally. So they go around doing that for 3 hours, maybe 6. And then they finally get where they need to go, which is, I gave it to what was the race of people who were the red?
The Thayans or the
Thayans. There you go. So he gives it to a Thayan who is not like other Thayans. He's a
good guy,
benevolent, good man who came from the forest, from deep within the forest, and blessed him with rest and good powers. And they gave him the helmet to hide and hold and keep from the evil clutches. So he agrees and he leaves with it. So they're like, okay, now we got to go find this Thayan, which Edgin is completely against because,
of his backstory,
Thayans are red wizards and red wizards aren't bad. And they killed his wife, and he's very upset about that. But they go anyway because that's Plan A.
I'm gonna make the same joke everyone else has made, which is just the paladin feels like a DMPC. Feels like a character the DM is like, these guys fucked up for too long, or I actually want to play. I don't want to just DM, and nobody else will DM, so I'm just gonna play my own character who's a higher level and better than everyone at everything.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, and that's also very D&D. I don't know if that was the goal. Yeah. Other people have made that joke. I agree.
I think it's. I get it.
You pointing it out makes sense because it's just like, they meet up with a guy, and God, what was his name again? Shit.
What was his name?
I think that's my problem. Zank Yandar.
They're all so
there you go. Say it one more time, just for clarity.
Zank Yandar, according to my notes.
There you go.
Yandar.
Zank. So Zank comes in, and he is as everything that you imagine him to be.
He's
in terms of being
heroic
the
paladin,
ultimate lawful good.
I do love that we first see him. There's like a big fish puppet, and there's a baby. What are they called in D&D? It's a cat person. I can't remember what they're called in D&D. My brain just wants to say Kaji.
I want to say Kaji too, but I think they're just cat folk.
No.
Tabaxi. Maybe
Tabaxis.
Depending on how you're supposed to pronounce the X. But yeah, there's a Tabaxi mother. He manages to pull the baby still alive from the big fish puppet and give it back to the mother. They also
but
seem
you got
to
to
be
remember what he does is
puppets.
that he puts a hand to the fish as if he speaks to it, and then the fish opens its mouth
It's a good
as if to
sequence.
respond. Yeah, as to respond to his his benevolence. So he removes the tabaxi child, gives it back to the mother, and then he blesses them, and everybody loves him. And he walks by and he like gives money to a transient dragon folk.
Yeah,
dragon
who
kid.
again looks pretty good. I
Yeah,
don't have many nice things to say about Act 2. Do you guys?
I don't know. I barely even
Act
remember it.
Act 2 was very much a means to move the plot forward,
Yeah.
because it's definitely moved forward solely through Zank's involvement.
Yeah.
It's one
Yeah.
of those situations. Again, like you said, many people joke he's a DM's NPC, which is he's just kind of moving the story along so they can get to the big part that the party can play in.
There's a bit I know Julio loved where they go into the Underdark and Simon accidentally fucks up a huge, complicated gnomish trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
He
kidding. I know
fucks up a huge
you were like, fuck this, man.
Yeah.
He was so mad at that character.
My
Yeah.
favorite part about that was that he goes into full DM NPC mode, in which he explains the trap to them,
Yeah.
as if it was a DM explaining to his party, like, this is what you're supposed to do so you can
Yeah.
get past this trap. And then of course someone like, oh, I move over here for a bit to walk. And it's like, oh, you triggered the trap and now it's all
You
broken.
just rolled a 1 on the very first check or save or something,
Yeah.
you know.
And
Didn't do much for me. Totally fine joke. I would have, if it were I to write the D&D movie, I probably would have written the same joke in somewhere. I can't criticize.
oh yeah.
Um,
I would have put that joke somewhere where it was like trying to explain like team actions where
yeah.
where you have to like succeed in doing something like together.
Yeah,
But,
or one of those
like,
cumulative
yeah.
rolls where you're like, you gotta roll stealth, but you know.
Yeah. But
I like the bit. There's
sort of
another
those team
joke in there
efforts.
where like some intellective hours come by and they're all too stupid for the intellective hours to want to eat them. I think that's a cute
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. Where where he's like, you have to stay quiet. If you think of anything, they'll detect your thoughts and eat your brain. And they all just kind of saunter on by without giving a single thought about it. It's like,
Making
oh,
kind
well,
of cute little guinea pig noises. I don't know.
yeah, they're weird little brain guys that walk on all fours.
Yeah, the intellective
Yeah.
hours.
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
They just kind
It
of
was
walk
cute.
by and they didn't even notice
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, because they're too stupid.
They're too dumb.
He's just like, well, that kind of hurt.
Then there's some Thayan assassins show up, and there's a decent fight sequence. There's a bit in here where the Zank can shoot off part of his sword,
yeah, and it
and then
becomes,
it becomes
a
a dagger. And I feel like that's pretty goofy. I feel like that's goofy, not in a fun way. I feel like that's goofy in a like together pass. Let him smite a dude instead. Use a paladin power. Not
He's
have
a
a goofy
paladin.
fucking spring-loaded sword like an action figure. I don't know.
He's got just the sword equivalent of like a ballistics knife.
Yeah.
He pressed the button and the sword went whoosh.
Yeah.
I think it would have been cool. I agree. I think it would have been cool if they let him do paladin shit. If he dropped the smite, or if he did, I don't know. Like,
I guess that's like we keep circling around it, but I think you ran into it, Ryan, where it's like it's one of my biggest criticisms of the movie is like they gave me the wrong kind of member berry. It's like I don't want to see an owl bear on screen 3 times. I don't
Yeah.
need to see rust monsters. I don't need to see a displacer beast, which we'll get to, but like if you have a character that's a barbarian, let me see that barbarian rage.
Yeah.
If you have a character
Yeah,
that's
that would have been cool.
If you have a character that's a paladin, let me see that character smite a dude. If you have a character
lay
that
hands
is
on a dude,
a bard, let me see that character use their magical instrument to cast some cool magic. Like they let the wizards do stuff, they let Doric shapeshift, but she basically doesn't get to cast any other druid spells. Like
yeah.
it felt like somebody who didn't play D&D wrote the movie, and maybe that's mean to say, but it feels like they had a checklist of shit they had to put in, but they didn't actually put in a lot of like.
It was as if Hasbro was just like, here, you need to put these in because these are the things that we want.
Yeah, we can sell a
D&D
plush
to kind of be identified by.
We can sell a plush I was shocked there wasn't a beholder in there, by the way, because that's one of the things Wizards has
Yeah,
trademarked.
huh? Yeah.
But yeah, we can sell a plush rust monster. Can't sell a plush the D&D mechanic of raging. Like, anyway.
What do you mean? It would have been super cool if Holgar went full rage, went blood mode.
I mean, she
That
kind
got,
of
like-
did, maybe in the
like,
cool
if
sequence
they-
where
if-
she got her axe hammer.
Look,
Yeah.
if they animated a whole sequence where it turned out that she went into like the fucking like totem class of barbarian, that would be cool.
Oh, and had a big spirit bear or something.
Yeah,
you could have done something.
or
with
like
it.
her ancestors showed up.
That's my favorite subclass of barbarian.
Yeah.
Where all your ancestors ghosts fly around and help you kick shit.
Yeah.
Also,
that would
like,
have been sick.
here, you could write it like a Marvel writer, which is what they were trying to do, and I generally like Marvel movies. But like, you could be like, she could need to rage to break through chains or something, or kill a monster, and Edgin could be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, your little Hobbit boyfriend. I hate to tell you, but he's way happier with the new girl."
Ah!
Yeah, and it's like that's a dumb joke. There you go. That's like that's my big criticism. I didn't like the fat dragon bit. They wake up a fat dragon fleeing from the assassins. The fat dragon.
Fat dragon was
fat
adorable.
dragon. I don't know.
Then you talk on it because I don't want to be overly negative. Tell me what the stuff you loved about it.
I thought he was just kind of I don't know, a unit.
He was an absolute unit. I
Absolute
thought the
unit.
fat dragon was adorable.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, you
way
guys
it kind
talked for a
of
bit
like
now.
tried.
Yeah.
Or it just tried to like kill them, which was
Yeah.
it was your chase scene that you needed.
Yeah.
So they had the big dragon wake up after the assassins were doing their assassin thing.
They kill the assassins.
Yeah, and it goes around murdering the assassins, eating their corpses.
Yeah.
Because they can revive because they're undead.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
it goes around.
I think we missed that. Is Zank is like, by the way, this
Here's the backstory of the Thanes.
here's the backstory of the Fanes. An evil lich necromancer guy used a magical horn to turn everybody undead. I was one of the few that escaped. And
Yeah.
in the opening shots of the movie, where they're breaking into the tomb as a full gang before they get betrayed, we see that Seraphina, the evil wizard, who we don't know is a red wizard yet, grabs the same horn from the secret vault where the magical rock that is going to revive Edgin's wife was.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, that's the whole thing. He
So
went
now we
on
know the
this
full
journey.
stakes. She's going to turn everyone in Neverwinter into a zomboid.
Yeah, exactly. So they get chased and they get cornered into a small little hole with a small statue, which I guess was like a room for, I guess, prayer or something. Anyway, the dragon corners them. His big fat body is blocking the whole tunnel, and it's really pissed, and it wants to eat them, but they need to get out. And it turns out that they are close enough to the surface where they're near the ocean, and they're filling the room with salt water, along with getting the dragon to blow out its incredible, I guess, flammable gas breath.
Yeah, the dragon had a hard time getting the gas to turn into fire, I guess.
Yeah. So they had a big plan in which the sorcerer would then light a small candle equivalent to, essentially lighting a mega fart within a small cave.
What a good way
causing
to
an
describe
explosion.
it.
Yeah.
Causing a cave in and letting them escape through into the ocean.
And they didn't die.
They did not die to this explosion somehow, not even from the collapsing rock.
It's
But
a
they
movie.
managed to
It's
escape.
a movie. We let that
It's
slide.
It's a movie.
Yeah, plot armor, everybody, you know.
So they managed to escape, and they're out on the beach now. And Zank is like, well, this is where I leave you because I have guided you far enough
We
into
got
the
the
next part
helmet
of the story.
From where I hit
Yeah.
it, here you go. The DMPC thing isn't working out. Bye,
Yeah.
you guys. Up to you to solve the problems from here on out.
And then they have him do one more joke in which he is, of course, unfathomable in anything that he does. So he walks in a straight line, and they watch him walk over a obstruction, which was like a medium to large rock, and he just does it because he's
He's
just-
uncompromising. He's not going to go around.
you
He's gonna
cannot,
always
you
do
can't,
the right thing, even
you
if
will
it's hard.
not, yeah. He's like, doing the right thing is hard, even if it means climbing over a small rock. So they break down into having to stay the night to get themselves together and have the sorcerer, what was it, Simon?
Yeah, Simon has to attune with the helm, and this is one of the things I actually like, because if you play D&D, it's just you gotta sit with the magical item for an hour. Most DMs were like, yeah, you just do it on your next long rest, whatever. But it was like a thing in the book, like the spirit of Elminster is in the helm and is challenging Simon, and it's like, you're too shit of a sorcerer to bear my name. You're too shit of a sorcerer to wear this hat. You're never going to do it. And I liked that attunement was like kind of a test. It wasn't just like I got to lick this magic item for an hour and then it's my magic item.
I like that too, that it was something he kind of had to earn.
Yeah.
You know?
It felt good. I liked that.
Yeah.
And spoilers, eventually his arc is that he's too confident. He finds his confidence at the last second. And the helm is like, yeah, bud, you're the descendant of the greatest sorcerer ever, and you're also a greatest wizard ever, and you're also a pretty damn good sorcerer. Of course you deserve the helmet. I was just waiting for you to figure that. But boom, you got the helmet. And then, like, he's not too confident after that. They could have done a little, but, like, I liked that it was an arc. I liked that he had to do something. Like you said, Julia, I liked that he earned it.
Yeah. That's my favorite part about him, is that he kind of earned it. And I give this movie a slide on the unconfident sorcerer, because I feel like he's a lower level character, and he's gonna level up, you know, he's gonna get better, you know, from here on out. So hopefully we'll see.
He's like, what do you call it? I mean, it's at the end, but yeah, he gets confident and he does the things that he do.
We're jumping ahead.
Yeah,
but we're jumping ahead. We'll get there.
I don't know, man. I don't want to just relay the movie word for word, like what happened.
Let me just talk about the last one more sequence I really liked, and one more sequence I really didn't.
Sure.
Okay.
It's like they're trying to do the heist, right? And they have they have the rod of Orange Box Portal. Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah. They have the rocks that can talk.
Staff.
Yeah, I love that they made the sending stents mics. The sending stents are a classic D&D item. That was the member berry. You fucking better believe I.
Yeah, you're right.
Had to screw that.
Talking rocks.
And so they have this whole plan involving a fake portrait, and it's a really smart plan where they're like, well, one person will have the thing, and there's like a little bit of a chase sequence where it almost goes wrong. And the funniest fucking shit is, after all that, the painting that they're going to use as a doorway flops over, so it's face down onto the ground. So obviously they cannot move it or push it.
Yeah.
They can't get into the thing. They have to do this because they don't think Simon can attune to it. And that's just so fucking D&D, where the DM is like,
it is.
Oh, you figured out a smart plan to avoid all my traps and story beats? Fuck you, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Why is it not working? We did all those checks. No, it just doesn't fucking work, guys. The painting fell over. You're stupid. You should I can feel somebody steaming, you know what I mean? Like, I've been there, where I'm like,
your frame is face down on the floor. Your portal don't work.
I like that sequence. That's all I'm going to say. What did you guys think about it?
I thought it was great.
I
thought it was really good.
It was a very good heist sequence.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy myself a nice heist movie. Especially one of, like, I like myself some serious heist movies, but I also love, like, the goofy
love a heist
action ones.
Yeah.
I mean, a good heist is a good heist. You can't go wrong. Unless it goes wrong.
Yeah.
But, you know, having them, like, actually work together as, like, a competent team it's fun. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good to see that. But yeah, I mean, the thing that led up to them being a competent team is that Edgin shares his deepest regret and his biggest motivator of never giving up, because once you give up, you're a loser.
Yeah.
So, like, he would rather continuously lose than just be an actual loser, because eventually he's going to win. That's the thing. And that's where we find out that the reason why his wife was killed was because he stole Red Wizard gold, which is all tracked with Red Wizard magic. So they go and murder his wife. And then they get motivated. They go into Neverwinter again, this time with a full squad.
And that's where we get the scene. Also, I'll let you guys have the floor. You should do the same format. That's where we get to the sequence I don't like, where we have the whole maze sequence, where there are basically adventure, combat, gladiatorial games, and it's really hyped up to be scary and dangerous, and the whole thing is done in maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah,
break out.
I would have loved more of that. You know,
I got a bunch of weird little nitpicks for that one. The pacing is weird. Just fucking remove it if it's not really gonna matter. I don't like that they have a bunch of member berries, including the fucking 80s D&D cartoon characters for no reason that presumably all die in the maze too, which seems a little mean.
You can see him in the background, which is just there's a party with like the most colorful outfits, and you can tell because there's the one guy who's wearing the green wizard outfit.
I'm shocked they didn't put like the Baldur's Gate 3 party in there or something that would have been like a little more.
No, I think that was a little too early. It was a little too early for Baldur's Gate 3 party going on.
No, because it was in pre for so long, and you could have done it. You could have
but
I don't know. Maybe not for reasons. Also, the Displacer Beast was just a panther with 2 tentacles on it instead of being like. You shouldn't be one or the other. It should be one or the other. Make the tentacles have panther skin, or make the whole panther have like cephalopod skin. Pick one.
Yeah.
It just looked like a panther with 2 little bits glued onto it.
Yeah.
Pointless sequence. Nobody gets to do anything cool. Waste of like 5 minutes of the movie.
The gelatinous cube was pretty cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of another member berry.
Yeah.
Gelatinous cube.
Well, I'll just get down the line visually. Julio, what's one sequence you really liked? One sequence you were like, dude.
I guess, I really like the gelatinous cube, I guess.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Brings back memories of playing D&D with my friends, and one of my friends gets stuck in the gelatinous cube, and we have to rescue him. He does something stupid, gets stuck in the cube.
And it happens. Sometimes you just get stuck in a cube.
Yeah.
We had to pull him out.
Yeah.
It was that good. What was one scene that you didn't like, though?
One scene I didn't like? I guess, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, because I feel like the movie's very mid. I don't know. I can't think
that problem.
I can't think of anything that's like glaringly bad about it, other than the characterization of the what I keep forgetting his name. The sorcerer,
Simon. The sorcerer.
Simon.
All right, consistent. All right, Ryan.
Yeah.
You want to make this a compliment sandwich? You want to start with what you didn't like, and we can end on something you liked.
Sure. Let's see. What I didn't like was there was a particular scene where I just felt like it's kind of going on. I kind of didn't like. I'm trying to think of it again, but it's fuck. I think it was maybe when they met her. When they met, what was her shit?
Oh wait,
I mean, we say her name all the time, but
Doric.
There we go. When we first meet Doric, and they had to save, like they see a tiefling or a druid that needs saving, like an elf stuck to a tree, and they're like, oh, that's them, and then she actually comes and saves them, right? And then they do the whole owlbear thing. Where they do the cool owlbear fight stuff.
Yep.
I didn't like that part in particular because like I already saw how that was going, and then I knew like, oh, they're going to like reuse this animation again.
And
like
they
later
do
in the movie, and they sure do. I mean, not beat for beat, but oh man, they did. Oh, we must have them maul, and they must have them swing.
It's like the exact same sequence too with the Hulk. It was like that same sort of like
I kind of like
where they threw did back and forth, and I was just like, and like the scene itself isn't terrible, but like seeing that immediately in my heart, I was just like, I'm gonna see this a lot.
Yeah,
which made me dislike it. I was like, oh, this is going on. This is going to be going on for a while.
Did you want to change your good answer or your bad answer, Julio?
Oh, my good answer.
Yeah, okay. Before I go to my good answer.
We'll end on a double compliment.
Yeah, let's end on a double compliment. Because I did like the movie.
Yeah.
I gotta be clear. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Julio.
Okay.
Oh,
I like the part where Zeg saves the the tabaxi baby from being eaten by the fish.
That was good. That one was really good.
It
wasn't,
that
like,
was funny
crazy.
to me. That was great.
I guess real quick also, I loved when they were doing an illusion of Edgin and Simon started
Oh,
his
yeah.
concentration and it fucked up. That was probably the biggest
And he
laugh in the whole
started to
movie.
start going crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was really
more
good.
of that. More of that, please.
Yeah.
Except for if he was a bard, he should have been casting that spell, but I've already
Yeah,
harped
he
on
should
that
have been.
like
It
5
should have been
times.
him. Yeah. But I mean, that one was really good scene.
Shit, did I steal your answer?
I mean, it was one of the answers. I couldn't really decide, but like, I'm glad somebody else
Good, I
also
decided
enjoyed
for
it.
you then. I'm a
So that we
decider.
can so we can like kind of round table agree with that. Just the plan of having, you know, an illusion that starts to progressively get worse because concentration is being
Oh yeah,
ruined.
that part.
Yeah.
That part was great.
Which then the scene itself was kind of like, oh, like you could maintain your concentration, but once you drop it, you're like, oh, I know how my foot comes out of this hole in the ground. Like you couldn't have just been all like, well, I've pulled my foot once or twice. I know how my foot should come out of this hole, but like I know it's done for the joke. But yeah, that was the one part of the scene that kind of bothered me. It was just like you couldn't have just like had someone else pull your foot out of the thing while you concentrated. You had 3 other party members with you. What the fuck?
It's a bit.
One other.
It's a stupid.
It is a bit. It was a bit, but I don't know. Like it played into
silly
it for what it was supposed to be. But I guess since that one was like sort of on the table for everyone, the charcuterie board of I enjoyed that. I guess my other favorite scene would have to be the whole painting sequence, the getting the painting into the place, removing the wagon floorboards to pull the frame in,
Yeah,
putting the whole thing where it's just like, oh, that's actually pretty smart. Like it did a smart thing. I enjoyed that. I'd like, he's like, you love it when a plan comes together, kind of deal. Otherwise, there's a lot of just kind of really middling scenes. Like both times they did the blood fart situation where people got zombified.
Yeah.
Well, one people didn't get zombified, but like again, just having the horn do the blood fart thing was pretty okay.
Yeah.
It was like an okay thing. It was like a small scene and it was just in passing, but like doing the whole like riches poured out of the balloon so that they can kind of tie up the whole like promise me you'll give people their riches from from his vault, and it's like okay. Okay, Zank, I promise on this book of the Harpers.
Yeah. Obviously, he's
like,
going to have a more heroic turn.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I guess final thoughts.
Another one that's like at like I don't know, like top 6 is the first time warp scene.
Yeah.
Where they do the time freeze and then like it shows how it's affecting people slowly as it expands. Where the guard is like looking one way and then the eye gets frozen and then they look the other way.
Yeah, that's
eye
pretty cool.
That
was great. Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Other than that, like the movie was, I enjoyed it. It was okay.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
So what is the scrub mode? What's the scrub mode rating? Jonathan. What's the scrub mode rating? What are we rating it out of?
Yeah.
I give it 3.5 scrubs.
Out of how many?
Out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I give it like 3 bristles out of 5.
I'll give it 3 funny D&D related thing that you recognize from a monster manual that's copyrightable. I'll give it 3.5 beholder eye stocks out of 5.
So overall, like a 3.2 average
A
between
good
all three of
time.
us.
Didn't knock my socks off. Had
Pretty
fun
mid,
while I was
yeah.
there.
Pretty mid movie.
That's all
don't
I
know.
want from a movie.
I don't think it
Exactly.
was bad. I'm hoping there's a sequel that's better.
will say-
Actually, you
I don't
know?
think we're gonna get a sequel.
You
we
don't
should
think so?
we should
No.
watch the '90s D&D movie because that thing used to be
Oh.
sleepover staple, and it fucking blows. It's so
I bet.
bad.
Yeah, I bet.
I love that.
I've heard of it.
So we're good.
I've heard it's free on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm down
maybe
to
next
watch
time we need
I'm
an
down to
easy
watch it for
episode.
real.
We could do that. I'm down for that. Oh man,
I'm warning you. It's like it's bad, but it's not fun bad.
I
It's
don't-
like if you
I
thought
don't
this
care.
movie was middling, like fucking
Oh.
buckle up.
I will.
Get
prepare.
ready to hear some white boy cry scream snails 100 times.
I'll prepare.
Look,
Oh man.
I will probably love the shit out of that movie.
I'm as a lover of bad movies too. It's not the fun kind of bad, but we'll save it for an episode we eventually do on that one.
Yeah, eventually. Oh man, thank you, listener. Thank you, John. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Julio. Thanks, Ryan.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank
It's
Oh,
fun
man.
to have fun with
Thank
friends.
you, John. Thank you, Julio.
Yeah. Oh man.
It was fun talking about this movie. It was a good time watching this movie.
Yeah, it was a good time. All around good time, I think. Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys 2 weeks from now. Have a good one. Right now, I think we're in the midst of spring at the time we're
Thank you
recording.
for
Yeah,
listening.
again, it's Eclipse Day, so again, if you heard this, thanks for you
Yeah.
did it, bud. You survived
did
the
it.
Eclipse. Go get yourself
Congratulations.
an ice cream. That's another
Yeah.
end of the world you got done under your belt.
Somehow the demons didn't pour out of the moon and the sun overlaying each other, which was weird.
We can't talk about the
Supposed to.
Eclipse anymore, but I do really like the idea that it's I can't
Like
remember
the
her
hell
name, but it's the
portal?
Aztec harvest goddess who's just like, I'm a little upset right now. I'm going to let all the star demons, who are skeletons with rattlesnake penises, show up and ruin everything. Because like, you guys
Yeah.
are just really ticking me off.
Yeah, you guys are not. You are not on my level right now.
Oh man. Anyway, thank you, Jesse Sanders, for making our music.
Yeah.
We'll see. Send us an email if you want.
Buy us a
rate
coffee.
Rate us on Apple Podcasts. If you do, we'll shout you out. If you leave a review, we'll read it and we'll say thank you, even if it's
Yeah.
mean. Honestly, at this point,
Yeah.
Thank you.
We just love it. We just love it if you interact with us just a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's fine. If you're still just listening,
We're
thank
very
you.
bribable.
We're very bribable.
We fold to peer pressure very easily.
Yeah.
Hey, Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, give us some D&D advertising.
Yeah.
Or
Give us that
Or
advertising.
don't
money.
send the who are they?
the Pinkertons.
Pinkertons.
Don't send the Pinkertons after us, for God's sake.
It's too late. We already put this out on the internet and there's 5 million copies.
Yeah.
Oh man, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.